The audience at The Late Show with Stephen Colbert buzzed with anticipation as Stephen welcomed one of the most polarizing figures of the modern era, Elon Musk. Dressed in his signature black jacket and no-nonsense sneakers, Elon strolled onto the stage with a calculated smile. His reputation preceded him: genius, rebel, Twitter chaos agent, and tech mogul. The crowd erupted in applause, but a faint tension hung in the air, unnoticed by most. Colbert, seated calmly behind his desk, had a particular edge in his tone tonight. After a few light jokes and playful banter about Tesla's latest self-driving update and SpaceX's new Mars initiative, the mood started to shift. Colbert leaned back in his chair and narrowed his eyes slightly, setting down his question cards with a slow, deliberate motion. "So Elon," he began, "tell me something real. At what point did the Mars mission become more about escaping Earth's problems rather than solving them? Are we trying to build a better future or just run away from the mess we've made here?" Elon blinked, his face still but his jaw tightening ever so slightly. "Stephen, that's not fair. Innovation requires forward thinking. Colonizing Mars isn't an escape, it's insurance for humanity." Colbert didn't smile. "Insurance sounds noble, sure. But doesn't it also sound like a billionaire's backup plan? Earth's burning, the middle class is sinking, and somehow the answer is space." The crowd was unsure whether to laugh or hold its breath. Elon's response came slowly, measured but clearly agitated. "The two aren't mutually exclusive. We can build sustainable systems here and explore space. That's the whole point of multiplanetary life." Colbert tapped his pen on the desk. "And while you're aiming for Mars, here on Earth, let's talk Tesla workers, or the X platform, or the fact that you let conspiracy theories trend more than science." Elon straightened in his seat. "You're oversimplifying. I've made difficult decisions. That's what leadership demands." Colbert chuckled dryly. "Leadership? You mean the kind where you fire people live on Twitter, dissolve entire ethics teams at your companies, and post memes while your AI warns us of extinction?" That jab landed hard. Elon's nostrils flared. "You're twisting everything, Stephen. I've worked harder than anyone to advance humanity. I don't sit here reading cue cards and cracking jokes about people who actually build things." The studio temperature dropped. Colbert, never one to back down, leaned forward. "You think that's what this is? Jokes? This is accountability, Elon. You play God with satellites, currencies, and digital speech. But when people question you, you act like a victim." There was a long pause. Elon reached for his water glass, hand trembling slightly, and set it down hard enough to send a splash over the table's edge. The crowd gasped. "You think it's easy?" Elon snapped, voice cracking with intensity. "You think it's easy to wake up every day knowing the future depends on you? I've sacrificed everything. I've put my health, my family, my sanity on the line. And people like you mock it." His voice wavered at the end. For a brief, unexpected moment, Elon Musk's armor cracked. His eyes were wet. He looked less like the world's richest man and more like someone cornered, overwhelmed by criticism, even if some of it was justified. Colbert, to his credit, didn't smile. His tone softened, just slightly. "I believe in holding powerful people accountable, Elon. You've changed the world, no question. But if you want to be a hero, you've got to face the hard truths too." Elon looked away, blinking rapidly, his face pale and unreadable. What had started as an interview had turned into a verbal boxing match, and he wasn't winning. The audience sat in stunned silence. No laughter. No applause. Just the hum of tension. The silence in the studio was suffocating. Elon sat back in his chair, hands clenched, a flicker of something unspoken in his eyes, not just frustration, but exhaustion, maybe even fear. Colbert remained composed, but the tension between them now felt too real, too raw for television. Something had been unleashed. Look, Elon said finally, voice quieter, heavier. I didn't come here to fight. I came to talk about a vision for the future. But it feels like every time I open my mouth, someone's waiting to twist it. You think this is fun for me? You think I enjoy being the target every single day? Colbert paused, watching him. Then he spoke slowly. You want to talk about vision? Fine. But vision without humility becomes delusion. And a platform without responsibility becomes chaos. Elon flinched at the word, chaos. It wasn't just about X, the platform formerly known as Twitter. It was about everything. The way he tweeted through multi-billion-dollar lawsuits, the way he made off-the-cuff remarks that tanked stocks, the way he seemed to court controversy like oxygen. For all his brilliance, Elon Musk had become a paradox, part savior, part saboteur. I've built things that people said were impossible, Elon fired back. Rockets, electric cars, AI interfaces, things governments couldn't do, I did. And yet I come here and get treated like some villain. Colbert raised an eyebrow. That's because power without accountability is dangerous. You're not being treated like a villain, you're being questioned. That's the difference between a democracy and a dictatorship, Elon. People get to ask questions. That struck a chord. Elon leaned forward now, voice rising again. You think this is about power? No, it's about survival. We are on the brink of collapse. Climate disaster, economic instability, AI alignment risks. If I don't push the envelope, who will? And if you push it too far? Colbert shot back. Who pulls you back? The crowd murmured. The host's voice cut through like a knife. This wasn't entertainment anymore. It was confrontation, and it was getting personal. Elon's face was flushed. I didn't come here to be insulted, he snapped. No, Colbert replied evenly, you came here to sell your narrative. But narratives don't fix what's broken. Real leadership does. And leadership means facing the consequences of your decisions. Something inside Elon broke at that moment. His lips tightened, and for the first time, visibly and undeniably, tears welled in his eyes. He looked down, trying to compose himself, but the cameras were unforgiving. The richest man on earth was unraveling on national television. The audience didn't know how to react. Some were stunned. Others seemed uncomfortable, unsure whether this was performance, manipulation, or real pain. Colbert leaned back, his tone changing again, now serious and restrained. I'm not here to humiliate you, Elon. But you can't come on this show, dodge responsibility, and expect a round of applause. The world is watching you, not because of your money, but because your decisions impact millions. That's a responsibility greater than genius. Elon stood abruptly. I don't need this, he muttered. Then maybe you're not ready for the world you say you want to build, Colbert said quietly. The silence was thunderous. Elon looked at him, eyes red, mouth slightly open as if he wanted to say something else, something final. But he didn't. Instead, he turned and walked off the stage, his footsteps echoing behind him. The security team stepped in as the cameras cut to a wide shot. Colbert didn't follow. He sat there for a moment, rubbing his fingers together, the air heavy with consequence. After a long pause, he turned back to the audience and said, that wasn't how I expected this to go. Some audience members clapped hesitantly. Others simply stared. Colbert continued, more serious than ever before. We live in an age where innovation is moving faster than wisdom, where power is accumulated faster than accountability. And if tonight taught us anything, it's that even the most brilliant minds are still just human, vulnerable, fallible, and in need of being challenged. The band didn't play. There was no comic follow-up, no joke to ease the tension. Just a fade to black. And in the days that followed, the internet exploded. Clips of Elon's emotional exit went viral within hours. Analysts, pundits, and fans took sides. Was Colbert too harsh? Was Elon too sensitive? Was it a media trap, or the first real moment of vulnerability from the tech mogul who'd become too used to having all the answers? For better or worse, the world had seen a different Elon Musk, not the meme lord or the genius entrepreneur, but a man visibly cracked by the pressure of his own legend. And in a time when truth, power, and ego collide daily, maybe that was the moment we all needed.